Welcome back to the Law Enforcement Recruiting Show. I'm with Doug Larson once again with Safeguard Recruiting. This is the place to come to fix your recruiting woes. And Doug, lots of feedback from the last episode, and we seem to have gotten more questions than ever about websites. And so I just want to open this up with one of the questions of the week is, hey, our website's terrible. You talked about websites in the last episode, how we can supercharge it, but our website looks old school. So talk to our audience a little bit about if they're fretting a little bit about a website, like how much value does a glitzy website actually have? Because there's lots of other companies that will build you crazy website, cost a lot of money, and those are now your clients, by the way. I know some of your clients have come from those companies because they are looking for people, they're looking for candidates, and the website didn't really help them. So what would you say to an agency about their website?
Yeah, good question, Travis. We get this a lot, especially lately. And do I need a website? Yes, you do need a website, but a website alone is not going to drive your recruiting up to the level you need it. And so there's a lot of great websites out there. I look around at a number of departments, and I'm very impressed with some of the websites out there. Others maybe need some updating or need to be tuned. But a website is necessary, but a website alone is not going to solve your problem.
Yeah, it's just a small component, right? I mean, if people had to choose fancy website or actual candidates to recruit, they actually would want to get the candidates. And so you probably have some clients that have had to balance that. But yeah, I think in a perfect situation, you have a website, but it's not so much the beautifulness of that website. I've built a few websites for agencies myself when I was on the job, and they were so concerned with the appearance of it when in reality is they really need to be concerned with how that site operates, right? Because load times and how quick does it load? Does it give you the information you need to get the candidates? Because there is a difference between a branded website on your department and a website focused on actual recruiting, is there not?
Yeah, there certainly is. One is giving information on your department, different ways to contact your department, depending on what the needs are for the individual. And then the other one is more of a, hey, we're trying to get you interested in working for us. And we sometimes departments intermingle those, probably not advised, but most departments are having standalone type recruiting, join our organization type website, and that is what we advocate. But there's some things that need to be done to make the website more effective.
Yeah, and I would say that if you go off some of the pricing of what we know some other marketing companies are charging for websites, don't let that fool you. I know your company has some alternative type avenues for maybe smaller departments that don't have that kind of money. So you've got really an answer for every department to at least get them something up that can really supercharge their numbers, do you not?
Exactly. Part of Safeguard Recruiting always has been, we want to try and help everybody from the smallest department to the biggest. We don't want to leave any of them behind. And we understand there's different budget constraints in there, and we can help departments of all levels get a website up and an effective website for them that's going to get the right information out.
Well, staying on that topic, I know you've got a success story for this week you want to talk about. I think the success story has to do with an agency's website. They had a really expensive website build a few years back. It cost, I don't want to say the exact cost, but it's more than a good used car. It's really, really expensive. Of course, they don't cost that much. You don't charge that much, but they spent really good money on that website. They really thought it would be the answer. A few years later, they come to you. They say, hey, we need help. And so I know you have started a digital campaign that's really helped them out, but you also took over the website and did some pretty cool things. Talk to us about that success.
Yeah, we took over this website, and it is a great website, and it just wasn't producing for them. Only a couple of candidates over several years, so it just wasn't capturing candidates' information, whatever. It wasn't converting them for the department. So we went in, made some changes to it, and now that website is producing, and it's so it's producing at a level that is assisting their digital campaign, because any candidate you get in helps, and it's really producing at a rate of about one person a day now, is coming off that, where before it was getting maybe one person a year. And it was just off some changes that we kind of have a method to how we want to recruit and what's effective, and we follow that script not only with our campaigns but with the websites too.
Yeah, that really leads us into a topic of the week, which is websites. The agencies historically, they're putting way too much emphasis on the appearance of things, right? The websites and videos. And of course, you have talked a lot about that. That's not going to completely solve your recruiting issue. It's a piece of it, but it's not really going to solve the recruiting issue. For recruiting, you need to get people, and there's a certain methodology to doing that. You guys have pioneered this. You've got clients all over the country, and they're just doing well. I know you have one client that just hired 20 people off one of your campaigns. They did it relatively easily. And if I was to tell people what it cost them, they would be shocked, because it just doesn't cost that much compared to big, nice, fancy websites. So if I'm an agency out there, let's talk about websites, Doug. Let's say if you're an agency and you're looking at your website, what are some of the things they want to do to make sure the website not only gives pertinent information, but also is attracting people that are interested in working for them, attracting the names that the department can then follow up and contact? That should be the purpose of a recruiting focused website, not just here's our salaries and benefits, but hey, work for us, give us your information so we can contact you and start nurturing that.
Yeah, and here's one important thing is when the department puts this information out there, you get the website and you want to capture some attention, and why would I want to work for your department? And that's something you need to know, not only verbally, but through the information you're putting out on your website. And the second thing is don't make it hard on me to find the information I need to proceed with your department. And we've seen this on some websites. Just go in there and try and figure out how to apply for this job. It gets overwhelming. And if you have a website that's that way, then you're hurting yourself. So let's get the information right up front that the person needs. Let's keep them engaged, and let's capture the information that the department needs to be able to keep this communication chain going.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a great example right there at safeguardrecruiting.com. I mean, you can go to that page, and it's one page. It tells you exactly what your business is, and there's buttons to push to get information in. You call it leads, of course. Department's going to call it candidates, but it's very easy to understand. You don't have to search on the website. I mean, there's other pages on the website. So if somebody wants to dive into a website, they can. But most people, Doug, as you know, if you don't catch them in the first 5 or 6 seconds, they're gone. They're not going to waste time on it. And one of the things that I keep seeing, I want to hear your thoughts on this, is you'll see these big fancy websites and they lead with a video. Now let's talk about, we love videos. I know your company produces videos, but let's talk about the problem if you lead your recruiting with a video.
Yeah, I absolutely do love videos. I watch all these videos anyway because it's kind of cool to see what's going on in the department, right? But is that keeping me on task of why I came to this website, to fill out some information, grab an application, get started in the process? And usually the answer is no. Yeah, it's showing me some things about your department, but let's get right into the information. You're exactly right. I've basically got enough time to pitch my headline to you of why you should proceed with my department and keep you engaged. And if I don't do that and then you move on, I got trouble getting you back.
Yeah, when I talk about that 3 to 5 second window, if you're expecting them to watch a 2 or 3 minute video, they're going to be gone. I'm not saying you won't get anybody from that, but you're not going to get many people. And I know that one story we told earlier, they kind of led with the video and they were like, we don't get anybody that is any interest. And so once you guys move some of that stuff around, you kept the videos on the site, but you didn't lead with the videos. You led with, hey, give us your name and email and phone number. We want you to work for us in a very welcoming manner. And then that sends them into, watch our last episode, their applicant tracking system. And the recruiters do what the recruiters do, which is contact people and talk about the department. You can't beat one-on-one communication with the recruiter. You can do as much as you can with the website and the video, but the quicker you get that name to a recruiter and let that recruiter go to work, you're going to see a lot of success, will you not?
Yeah, exactly. that's kind of our whole philosophy, right? Is we want communication, rapid communication, the right communication, and we wanted to keep on going till the recruiter takes over. And then we actually help with that if you need it. We've discussed this before, nurturing some of the copyright, what needs to be sent out, the cadence that needs to be sent out. But you're exactly right. Communication is key. We can't hit on that enough, that you got to communicate a lot.
Good stuff, Doug Larson. Safeguard Recruiting. If you didn't know this, these guys are all former law enforcement, about 80 years of service. They know what's going on inside your departments. They know how to fix it. I love what you're doing, Doug. Thanks so much for being here. And if you've been watching, you've been listening, stay tuned. We're going to keep giving you great information to help your recruiting woes. Doug Larson, thank you so much for being here.